Moody's downgraded some medium and small banks this week, shaking up the stock market. Let's bring in Tim Biggam of Delta Derivatives. Tim, are you worried about U.S. banks?
For the time being, not too much, although, a little bit concerned, certainly. How far will it bleed through to some of the companies, I think, is what's most important here. And how far does it spread, right? So I think the money center banks, the big banks, the JP Morgans and Bank Americas of the world, certainly pretty well inoculated. But these regional banks have felt the wrath here. So we'll see if it's, is just kind of a one-off like last time back in March, or is this a beginning of maybe a little bit bigger problem? Markets certainly, feeling the effect of that over the past week or so as well.
When you see a down move like what happened on Tuesday, do you buy the dip?
I was bearish last week. I'm certainly getting a little more bullish on some of these stocks that are doing okay in this environment. Certainly some of the drug companies looking decent here. We're seeing even Apple that got kind of beat up post earnings, finding some support. So I'm looking to use the jump in implied volatility, which is a fancy way to say option prices have gotten more expensive, and selling some out of the money puts the position to be a buyer on a further move, Laura. I'll be happy to be a buyer, for example, on Apple around 170, on some of these banks, Bank America certainly around 30, and getting paid a lot more than I did just 2 weeks ago for this trade. So I like the combination of lower stock prices and much higher implied volatility to sell some puts to position to be paid to be a buyer at low levels.
Always good to own stocks at lower levels. What about your trade of the day?
Yeah, looking at Array, ARRY, which has some big repeat call buying out there. The stock is nearing the lows of the year here, so I'm jumping in and simply buying the stock that's trading under 18 bucks, selling these very expensive options. They do have earnings coming as well, and taking advantage of that too. So I like that combination here, getting the stock near the low of the year, selling some upside calls to lean bullishly with that call buying, but get paid very much, kind of like selling puts here too, for my time.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Tim.
You bet. Anytime, and take care.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.